Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Now, for a long time, I fancied myself as a bit of a movie soundtrack composer for film and TV. Now, whilst I haven't done any bespoke work, it's true to say that one of my tracks on YouTube has been snatched up and used, with my permission, of course, in a pretty big feature film, Hollywood feature film. Well, actually it was Australia, but yeah, still pretty big deal, and I'm very proud of that. But I've never composed music to fit a particular scene of a film, to convey some kind of emotion, feeling, or atmosphere. So today, we're going to put that to the test and see if I can cut the mustard and you can be the judge. So I live up here in Scandinavia, and as you know, a lot of these crime TV shows originate from up here. The Bridge, Wallander, many more, and I am exposed to those, having seen a few of them here on my TV anyway, and I'm going to try and create a soundtrack for one of those shows. Now, these types of soundtracks tend to be quite dark and very minimal, which leads me to believe that they can't be all that hard to make, right? Well, today we'll find out, and luckily I have a sound designer friend called Matt, aka The Unfinished, who does this for a living. Yes, he's made the sounds for some really big TV shows and Hollywood movies. So I figure we can get a bit of a head start and use one of his sound libraries, in this particular case made for Diva, and he claims that these kind of sounds are custom made for shows like these Nordic crime dramas. I think he calls it Nordic Noir. That's the sort of category for these type of shows. Okay, for the first scene, I'm imagining the detective driving her car to work, perhaps over the bridge, you know, the big bridge between Copenhagen and Malmo. It's a beautiful day, very early in the morning, maybe 6. The sun is breaking through the mist and sparkling on the waters around the bridge. For some reason, the highway is completely deserted and she's cruising along at 70, reflecting perhaps on what's going to be coming up in the day ahead. Who knows what exciting adventures await? But probably there'll be some kind of bloodshed and murders. So I'm going to call this particular theme Before the Storm. I'm thinking this should be a calm and restful theme, in contrast to the events that will unfold later in the day. So let's head over to the computer then, and I'll create some musical scores to demonstrate just what you can do with these fabulous presets. Not sure if I mentioned it before, but the name of the library I'm using today is called NORDSUND by The Unfinished. And Matt, yes, he knows his stuff. He did the sound design for the actual TV show, The Bridge. By sound design, I mean he wrote the presets that were used in the score. Wow, mad respect. So using Ableton today, actually only 3 tracks for this score that I'm calling Drive. Actually, this is on the way to work in the morning when you don't quite know what to expect of the day ahead. Just 3 tracks. On the first track here, we have, let's just press 1, we have a nice arpeggio. If I put my cans on, let's have a listen. I mean, you're almost there. Let me show you the synthesizer. So there you have it. It's called Tunnel Vision, this particular patch. Let's take a look at the other tracks. On track 2, we have a repeating bass sound that goes like this. As I said, these TV shows have very minimal scores, and sometimes just that might be enough for an entire scene. That's called Shelter from the Storm. Track 3, we have a lead sound, Nallies. Sounds a bit random, but you'll hear in a minute how when we put all of these elements together, it's really effective, I think anyway, and I'd love to hear your opinions. The next theme is all about suspense, and I'm sure you've seen this particular scene played out in 100 or 1,000 TV shows and movies. So the detective has got her gun drawn and she's about to break into, completely solo for some strange reason, completely unalone without any backup, she's going to break into an abandoned warehouse. Yes, it's always an abandoned warehouse. Gun drawn, she enters the establishment, looking around in the darkened corners, going from room to room, just about to break into the organised crime gang that are doing some drug deal, probably with some hostages involved. So this is a very tense and suspenseful theme. Let's see what we can come up with over on the computer. Track 1, we have a pulsing bass called Azimuth. Check this out. It's all in the effects, right? It already sounds pretty suspenseful. Track 2 is Jabber Walk, and it sounds like this. Yeah, you can hear how when we combine that with the pulsing bass, we can really start building up some suspense. You'll hear it in action at the end of the video. Track 3 is called Damage Done. Pretty simple, but when we combine all of these, you'll hear, I think I was able to put together a pretty tense soundtrack. Okay, the final theme that I'm going to compose is a more reflective, contemplative scene. The detective is driving home after the day at work when people have been killed and the hostages were murdered and so on and so on. Actually, she's not driving herself. She's sitting in the passenger seat. Someone else is driving back over the bridge on the way home. It's raining now, of course. It's dark. The sun has gone down. She's looking out through the window. You've got the raindrops like streaking on the side of the window, and she's peering out beyond that, and there's some neon signs, other headlights passing by, and the camera focus is shifting between her, the window and the raindrops and the outside. So yeah, this is a rather, what should we call this scene? We'll call it contemplative. So a somewhat calming, soothing, yet melancholy composition is what we're looking for here. Let's see what we can do. For the musical theme, I'm actually going to call Contemplation, yeah, nice word there. We actually have 6 different tracks, so this is the most complicated of the pieces I put together. Let's take a listen to each track. Beautiful pad sound, that's called Deviation. Wow, yeah, I love that. Track 2, Simplicity Itself. It sounds like this. Okay, just a very minimal pulsing ARP sound there, yeah, very nice. Beautiful warm bass ARP sound. If This Lifts, that one is called. Nice job, Matt. Yeah. On track 4, another bass called What Now? Yeah. A nice pulsing, sequenced rhythmic sound. That's called Carbon. Finally, a beautiful lead sound, I think this is, called Missing Friends. Putting in scene 2. You could repeat that, but to keep it short, I'll step to the next one. So, how did I do? Let me know in the comments. One thing that struck me really when doing all of this is that just how much a good preset pack can help you out. It really does a lot of the heavy lifting and most of the work for you. In fact, many of the themes I hear on these TV shows are just one kind of arpeggiated, pulsing bass note. Really, that's pretty much all you need for a lot of scenes. And yeah, these kind of preset packs, these libraries, do that kind of thing really well, doing 99% of the work for you, I think. So a shout out to Matt if he happens to be watching. I'll leave links to his website, The Unfinished, where you can read more about his sound libraries for, let's see, he does the U-HE stuff, Diva, Hive, Zebra, Omnisphere, Serum, and many, many others. He also has a great YouTube channel where he does walkthroughs of his patches in his various sound libraries, describing his mindset as he designs and creates these presets. Yeah, really cool guy and a very entertaining channel to check out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Cheerio.